ရှင်လေးအခမ်းအနားစီစဉ်ကတော့ Oxford ဆရာတော်ဒေါက်တာသမတာမီ၏ Grade 10 11ကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူများအတွက် Streamline Training Learning Center မှာစီစဉ်ပေးထားတဲ့ workshop ဖြစ်ပါတယ်။ရှေးဦးစွာကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူများမှာနမောတတ3ကြိမ်ရွေးဆို၍အခမ်းအနားဖွင့်လှစ်ခွင့်ပြုပါရန်ဆရာတော်ဖျားအားခြေစွန်ဥခါ၍လျှောက်ထားအပ်ပါသည်ဖျား
။နမောတတဘဂဝတောအရဟတောသမ္မာသမ္ဗုဒ္ဓတ္တနမောတတဘဂဝတောအရဟတောသမ္မာသမ္ဗုဒ္ဓတ္တနမောတတဘဂဝတောအရဟတောသမ္မာသမ္ဗုဒ္ဓတ္တ
စီစဉ်ရာအခမ်းအနားစတင်ခွင့်ပြုပါရန်ဆရာတော်ဖျားအားခြေစွန်ဥခါ၍လျှောက်ထားအပ်ပါသည်ဖျားစီစဉ်ရာဆရာတော်ကြီး workshop စတင်နိုင်ရန်အတွက်ကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူများအားခုံမော်တွင်နေရာယူခွင့်ပြုပါရန်လျှောက်ထားအပ်ပါသည်ဖျား
Today, I hope to share with you some stress management. Then, when we talk about stress, we have to think about the source of stress. Stress bani la rong surreal. Stress bani la the source of stress. Where do you get stress? Okay, that's from study. What about you? Academic subject, same. Where do you get stress? What do you think the source of yours? Is it study or is it social relation? Bani yarong ti say pisimu yare stress yare so bani line at the meeting. The cho lui and but not allow to haraka can't is my stress. Can't stress video share driver who say like a Louis Lam video says to like a little bit. Oh, lunch out not a little say to like a little bit. The me stress pit is in bad jumps it. Family. Okay. And you? Exam. And you? Responsibility? Family? Homework? Social? Responsibility. And What else? Okay, the source of stress that I haven't covered. Anything? Part A, part C, stress person, competition. See, I wrote big C, capital C. What do things, boy, cause you stress? Same. And you? Anything to add? Huh? Okay, forgetting to do homework. And you? Huh? Exam. Okay, is that already? Exam. Huh? Going to school is stress yourself. Yes. Okay. Okay. Exam. Getting up in the morning. Family. Relation. Expectation. Okay. Relation, then expectation. Expectation. Getting up. Getting up in the morning. So you see all these things. You can learn how to. Today, what I'm going to teach you will help you to cope with stress. Then you won't find study as a stressful thing, as a stressful experience anymore. Instead, you will find it something enjoyable. It's all about practice. The same with exam. I want to tell you, I'm going to show you a video clip later. In America, over 500 children are part of a research project. They were asked to sit 4 exams. The first exam, okay, because there are 5 graders, and it's only 5 grade exam, everybody could answer. So you can't see any difference at that time. The second set of questions comes, and this time you have some more difficult options, maybe from grade 6 and also some grade 5. That is some easy option and some difficult question. When you are faced with some difficult question, that could cause you stress. And what is interesting is, okay, I ask you now, if you have 2 options, easy option and difficult option, what you're going to choose? Talk to your friend. Talk to the nearest, the person next to you. What would you choose and why? Okay, see you later. Okay, time's up. What would you choose? Difficult one. Why? You want to try? Your group depends on the scenario. You are still interested in difficult question if it's not beyond you. Okay. What about you? Difficult question. Why? Good. And you? 3. What? Both. Okay. And what about you girls? Eh? Easy, you will go for easy option. And easy option, easy option, easy one, easy question, easy one, easy one. Okay, okay. There's something interesting. Why people go for easy option? Why people choose more difficult questions? And by that point, you start seeing some difference. But a stark difference, okay, can be seen in the third set of questions. In the third set of questions, 5 graders were given maybe about 9 grade questions like this. The teachers knew that the student wouldn't be able to answer. They didn't want to know the answer. They wanted to know how you're going to react, okay, when you are cornered, under stress. How would you react? They wanted to know that. So stress management is what they want to see. That one we call EQ. So these impossible questions, they are designed not to test your IQ, but to test your EQ, your emotional quotient, your emotional intelligence. That in the long run, people who choose difficult questions, they do far better. The kids, they have the same IQ. The same IQ. But people who choose difficult questions, they have stronger EQ. So today I'm here to help you with your EQ. All these things, they are the source of our stress. For me too. Okay. The difference between people is that how do we cope with them? We can't run away from them. We can't run away. Even when you become a senior doctor, you still have to sit exams. When you become a senior engineer, you still have to sit exams. Some CEO, they still go to some classes. So they still do self-development program. They still do that. So the exam is part of life. We have to learn how to cope with that, and if possible, how to enjoy that. And here, what I'm interested here is competition. Stress because you choose it, and you will have that stress. It's your choice. It's your choice. 100%. You don't trust each other. Your one. Oh. Insecure. So I must work hard. It really win. Okay, that's unnecessary. If you feel insecure, you will work hard. Okay, I lived in England for 24 years. The government made everyone insecure. They allow you to borrow money to buy your house and to buy your car. So you owe the bank for your house and for your car. You have to pay back every month. We call that installment payment. So you don't feel secure. So you have to go to work every day. Yeah. You have to get up early, you have to go to work. It makes them work hard and harder. But they are not happy. They are not happy because they compete. ဒါဖြင့်မပြိုင်ဆိုင်ဘဲနဲ့ကြိုးစားအောင်ဘာလုပ်ရမှာတော့ဆိုပြိုင်ဆိုင်တာတော့ပြိုင်ဆိုင်ပါမှန်ကန်တဲ့ပြိုင်ဆိုင်မှုပြိုင်ဆိုင်ပါမှန်ကန်တဲ့ပြိုင်ဆိုင်မှုကဘာတော့ဆိုလူနဲ့မပြိုင်နဲ့ပြဿနာနဲ့ပြိုင်ပါဘာနဲ့ပြိုင်မှာတော့ Don't compete with people but with problem compete with problem တို့နိုင်ငံဘာပြဿနာရှိတော့အဲ့ပြဿနာဟိုတာငါပြဿနာလို့သဘောထားပြီးတော့ I'm going to help solve this problem. If you have that aim, you're going to study hard. So, ပြိုင်ဆိုင်တဲ့ဟာသူက social pressure လို့ခေါ်တယ် social pressure. Social pressure. So we are going to look at one video clip. This one powerful video about mindfulness in school. This is in America. In American high school, people study mindfulness as a technique to cope with stress.
Deep down, I keep feeling this pain in my chest. I got kicked out of my house.
The panic attacks.
I, like many other teens, have struggled with anxiety. My social anxiety.
Really bad anxiety and depression. I used to go to school just completely exhausted every single day because I'd be up all night worrying.
I felt kind of like a ghost roaming through the halls.
The stress made me sick.
It's just a lot of repetitional thinking about like if there is a purpose to life, whether if there is any reason to continue forth or to just cut it short.
Take a second and breathe and reflect on what you feel.
Awareness to who I really am and how I matter.
Finding balance.
It really feels like a place where you can be yourself.
We can be authentic.
Feel safe.
Safe? I was like on the verge of suicide before taking the class, and my family didn't really know what else to do. I was in counseling and seeing a therapist and taking medicine. Spending the first semester in this class really helped me get past that point and not let the mental illnesses I struggle with take over my life. So class brought a lot.
Anytime I start to feel overwhelmed, drop down, I put my head down. I was all right, let's think. I just started breathing, and it's just really helpful. It's easy to get mad. It's not easy to get angry and then bring yourself down. Me growing up, I was always told meditation and stuff was things that priests or it was a girl thing. But then you grow up a little bit and you're meditation is just you taking care of yourself, and everybody should take care of themselves.
It's real stuff. It's what you need.
You learn these tips for life skills that actually bring you together and interweave with everyone else.
Being able to share.
Direct my attention and stay present.
I can break my fear.
I now know how to turn my attention to my breath, calm myself down.
I knew that I could help myself.
Observe life more.
How to speak in a way that makes people want to open up to you.
Show myself loving kindness.
Learning how to control my anger. I also learned how to, be more of a better listener.
This class means everything to me right now. It honestly feels like 50 pounds is lifted off my shoulders. I truly believe that this class has saved my life and changed it for the better.
Thinking about what the mindfulness class at my school has done for my community and my school in general, it's been groundbreaking.
I think it's just a really valuable class, and I honestly wish that it was at every high school in the US.
If there was a mindfulness class in every high school,
I feel like this world would be a totally different place because I feel like there'd be a lot more understanding.
And there would be a lot more respect in the world.
If mindful studies was in every school in the world, we'd all become much better listeners.
Somebody says something, somebody doesn't like that, has to retaliate. But if we had mindfulness, we can learn to accept that my reality is different from yours.
I think a lot of that tension is caused by people not really knowing how to handle themselves and their feelings and emotions.
You don't have to be a politician to change the world. You can just be in a mindfulness class. That's how I feel.
I have the ability to overcome obstacles. I have the ability to achieve like never before, and I have the ability to be who I am, loving who I am, and taking that love with me and spreading it everywhere else I go.
After learning how to practice mindfulness and after following the practice for some time, what used to cause some stress don't cause some stress anymore. Okay, now please come down and we sit like them in a circle. Please come, everybody. Start from there. Wider, wider, wider. You come this way, girls, you come this way. Sit in a circle. Come here, come here. Come here. It's okay. Here, okay. Here, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, can you move out a little bit so that we are in just one circle, one line. Okay. Đi lâu Thái, promote lâu Thái. Thái, okay. Okay. We are going to do like those people. One hand on the heart, the other on the tummy. And that's to feel the heart beating and to feel the system working. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to do breathing in and out. You're going to take deep and slow breathing. Deep and slow breathing. We're going to do very short meditation. Maybe we do it about 3 minutes. Okay, 3 minutes. What you're going to do is you're going to take deep and slow breathing. When you breathe in, try to count your breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. For each in-breath, you do that. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is, during these 3 minutes, don't move. Okay, only 3 minutes, don't move. No, okay? Don't move. So, are you comfortable? Make yourself comfortable first. And once we got started, don't move, okay? A daytime load. 3 minutes. Mà dịu, mà sâu, nó. Thì thầy mẹ 3 minutes thì thầy mẹ. Your body straight, okay, upright. That will help you breathe well. Okay, we can start now. Breathing in slow and gentle. Count 1 to 5. Focus on your nostril. One hand on the heart, the other hand on the tummy. On your tummy, yes. Good, good. When you breathe in, you can see your tummy rising. When you breathe out, the tummy is falling. This respiratory system, circulatory system are working. And we have to appreciate them. With that appreciation, breathe in and out. If you get distracted, don't blame yourself. Keep your head straight. Your head straight. Good, thank you. Nhẹ lâu lên mây thả, nhẹ lâu lên mây thả. Slow and gentle breathing, feeling your own heartbeat and the movement of your tummy, your abdomen. Okay, the time is up now. Okay, how do you feel now? Yeah? Calming, okay, and you? Relaxing. Calm, you feel calm. Relaxing. Relaxed. And relaxing.
Calm.
Calm.
I feel relaxed. I feel relaxed.
You feel relaxed.
Calm. I like feel shaking.
Appreciating.
Calm.
Calm, okay. Thank you.
A bit sleepy, but calm, I guess.
Okay.
Calm.
Okay.
My back hurts.
Your back hurts, okay.
I feel so relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel quite the same.
Well, to be honest, I didn't feel really anything because like the light is directly shining on my face.
Yeah,
so,
shining.
Like I wasn't able to concentrate properly.
Okay.
I feel relaxed. Relaxed vì why?
The first thing is when something like this, like the light, is very sharply shining on you, focusing on you, you may feel some discomfort. What you have to do, what we have to do at that time, to acknowledge that feeling. Acknowledge that. Instead of fighting with that, we acknowledge that. To make peace with that. To recognize that, okay, the light is there, and this is the feeling. We recognize that. Because deep inside our mind, the subconscious mind is trying to change the situation. Instead of changing the situation, in this instant, if we accepted it, then you know, the stress is less. The same thing when your back hurts. When that happens, we have to pay attention to the place where it hurts and acknowledge that. And not to try to get rid of it straight away. In English, people say problem-solving mode. Problem-solving mode. Don't go into problem-solving mode straight away. Instead, what we have to do, we have to observe it. If you go and see the doctor, they will try to observe that, trying to see what's the cause of that pain. The same thing with sleepiness. We are not fighting with sleepiness, instead, we are being gentle with that. So social stress, social pressure, social anxiety, they talk about that in the film. By focusing on breathing in and out, you strengthen your immunity and your concentration. With better concentration, you cope better. Okay, back onto your chair. We are going to watch another video. I mentioned earlier, we cannot avoid study, we cannot avoid exam, and we cannot avoid our family, our responsibilities, homework, we cannot avoid them. If we cannot avoid them, and the way to cope is to strengthen our mind, to strengthen that way is called mindfulness. Mindfulness in Burmese is called the Dipatan, mindfulness. That come from Buddhist term. Mindfulness. In the earlier video, they said if everybody had mindfulness, there wouldn't be much problem. There would be peace in every American high school, they said. So this time, mindfulness and no mindfulness means the difference to your brain. To your brain. If there's no mindfulness, it's likely that you're going to entertain a lot of negative thoughts. You're going to repeat them. You will have a lot of positive things as well in your life. Which grade you are? Grade 10. Grade 10, you have been in school 10, 11 years. You have always, try your best to the best of your knowledge. But you don't usually appreciate that. You see? Your mind is more attracted and interested in what is causing you stress, what is making you stressful, because there's no training, because there's no mindfulness. If your mom praises you 3 things in a day, and one day she doesn't like something and she kind of scolds you, she only scolds you once, what will get stuck in your mind? You see, the negativity is more powerful. You will remember that. You will forget that she praises you 3 times a day. Why is that? That's because our mind is negativity biased towards negativity. 1 negativity, 1 positivity, we remember only negative 1. 2 positivity, 1 negativity, we only remember negative 1, not the positive 1. Okay, we're going to see the sciences behind mindfulness. The sciences behind mindfulness, this one.
Meditation is an ancient technique that trains the brain for the power of concentration. It's like a gym workout for your brain. Archaeologists have found meditation to be 5,500 years old, while only 60 years ago, modern scientists began to study the brains of meditators. They discovered that meditation changes the structure of the brain, making it a lot more powerful. Long-term meditators are often able to develop superhuman abilities like the ability to stay calm in pressure situations such as exams and sport, more original and creative ideas, and excellent memory. An experiment showed that meditating monks were able to dry icy wet sheets in a cold temperature by controlling and raising their own body temperature with the power of the mind. To understand how meditation affects us, we must first look at the most recent discoveries about the brain. In the last 10 years, scientists have discovered that every time we think, feel, or learn something new, a neural connection appears in our brain. Those things that we repeat the most, like a habit, make these connections grow stronger and stronger. And over time, the connections that we don't use grow weaker and eventually disappear. This is why our habits are automatic and we don't have to think before doing them. For example, because you practice brushing your teeth every day, it seems a lot more effortless than washing your dishes after you have eaten, even though both tasks take about the same amount of time to complete. But if you stop brushing your teeth for a few days, it will also begin to seem like a more difficult task. Some neuroscientists have suggested that we don't choose most of our behavior. Instead, it is programmed by these neural connections in our brain. Think about the tip of an iceberg, which is the smallest part. This represents all the things that we can choose consciously, such as solving a maths problem. The larger part of the iceberg is all of our unconscious thoughts and feelings, which cause most of our behavior, like reacting to arguments in the same way again and again, even if afterwards we know it was wrong. This happens because we are not aware that we are controlled by our unconscious emotions. In this unconscious part of our mind, neural connections are strong, so most people don't think they can change how they act and react in situations. This automatic way of acting is what we call personality. But mostly it's just those thoughts, emotions and habits that we have repeated the most growing up and continue to repeat on a daily basis. But this can all be changed. Our intelligence, skills and personality can all be developed through practice. We can literally train our brains to become cleverer, to learn a new talent, or to think differently in situations. So to change ourselves, we need to change our brains by creating new connections and practicing them until they become strong and automatic. This means that stuff that we find hard now will become easier and easier the more we practice it. Think back to when you struggled to read. It would take you a while to get through a sentence, and now it's automatic. You don't need to stop and think about how to read words you already know. You just do it. Amazingly, meditation practice helps us change all of those things by creating new connections in many different parts of the brain, literally making your brain larger in size. So, how do you practice meditation? Well, it's really simple. All you have to do is concentrate on your breathing and allow thoughts and feelings to come and go. With continuous practice, your skills of attention, concentration, and awareness significantly increase. But it's actually quite hard to concentrate on your breath and nothing else. This is because on average, we have about 50,000 thoughts each day. 98% of those thoughts are the same thoughts as we had yesterday, and 80% of those thoughts are negative. Stress, worry, and irritability is a direct result of those thoughts, which are either regrets about the past, which we can no longer change, or worry about the future, which hasn't even yet happened, but we experience stress and worry in the present moment, causing us to behave in very unhelpful ways. The more we worry, the better we become at worrying, which is a negative habit. Overthinking leads to continuous stress, and continuous stress leads to mental health issues such as anxiety and depression. Meditation has been shown to decrease the size of the amygdala, which is the fear center of our brain, and this is where all our negative emotions and thoughts come from. It also decreases the level of stress hormone, cortisol, which overall means that you can deal with stressful situations a lot better. During meditation, you also learn the skill of how to watch your thoughts and emotions without reacting to them. This means that with continuous meditation practice, you can significantly change your behavior and even your personality. This can help you to achieve your personal goals because you're less likely to procrastinate or worry about other people's opinions about you. Scientists are still discovering all the other benefits of meditation, such as its ability to make you more creative, better at learning and remembering things, increasing self-confidence, and making you kinder towards other people around you. Leaders of big companies, athletes, and even pop stars use meditation as a way of training their minds. And the NHS now use meditation to treat a variety of mental health issues. It's even been shown that meditation is more effective than using drugs. Not bad, hey? For saying all you need to do is sit still for 20 minutes, close your eyes, and concentrate.
When you get stressed out quite easily, that's because your stress hormone is too high. The fame shows. And it's possible to reduce it. And you can also see if you don't learn how to cope with stress, that affects your brain, your learning, your memory, your happiness, your intelligence level, your skill learning, and lastly, your personality. What I'm going to do now is to group you into maybe three people, and to discuss about the 2 video clips that we have studied. Just trying to digest them. Okay, try to digest them and take some notes. I'm going to give you maybe about 15 minutes, maybe 12 minutes. Okay, 12 minutes. Come on, move around you can sit on the floor, or you can move your chair facing each other, whatever you like. Yeah, you can sit on the floor if you like. Go there, go there. And after a certain discussion, I want you to take note. Okay, take note. Thank you. You have 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. Okay, I'm going to ask you to share. So each group, okay, if you can choose someone to represent you, to talk about the discussion that you have had. Okay, when you do that, I want the whole group to stand up. Okay. Okay, which group is going first? Which group is going first? I want you to share your discussion. How you understand the the 2 video clips and also the practice that we have done. The 3 minutes practice. By also in Samaro, let me out. We have microphone for you. You want to start? You want to go first? Okay. Demand DTP. Can you all stand up? Okay. I give you about 2 minutes each. About 2 minutes.
Okay. So in the first video, we see teens like us, they find a way to reduce stress, especially their social anxiety and also academic stress since they're students. And at first they were talking about how it was really stressful and how they cannot cope with their problems. It was really difficult. And after joining the mindfulness class, they realized that it's their mind which control their feelings and emotions. It's just about your choice. If you choose positivity, then you will feel relaxed and you wouldn't be really hard to cope with your problems. So they learn how meditation help to change your mindset, and also they learn that their mind controls their actions and behavior, and which also affect their personality. So what we also learned from that video is to make better choices, to feel less overwhelmed, and it depends on your mind. So also to not compete with people, but to compete with yourself and your problems. For the second video, it's about mindfulness too. It's training your mind, not your physical, but your mental. And by just trying to practice mindfulness and meditation for like 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes if you can, it will make a very big difference and impact on your mind, and you will feel refreshed. And also your neurons in your brain will be strong, which will also be really a good advantage on your studies too. Yeah, so it also resets everything about your mind. It helps know about yourself. By just like what we did right here, we sat for 3 minutes. But there I learned that my body is working, even if I'm just there standing. My circulatory system, my respiratory system, they're all working in my body. So I learned that because we're really, our subconscious mind, we're not really focused on that. But when we try to concentrate more on our mind and body, then we can solve our problems. Thank you.
She got your head to me, to me, Tangachin, to the English of yours, or General Mimalawe, Shimya. So, Panama on video, General Tayada, the General Lu said your that year, General a year ago. Hey, you through go line, John Yard, Penna, she had low, General, she had. I don't do a below low letter, a night, Yin have a thing now, hello, open up a pijao. I don't do a mindfulness, then now, then I take my, do a day out a jump, the out the Pure the communicate level was simply Pure the Mudita to me a journey, reality, pick high. I high letter, both dear, both journey, pure the meditation a journey to both dear. I am so into a piano, below Jonia, General Piana, below Jonia, the low blue hollow negative tone, pure the Alma, open up low, and the I'm a good in Tamatin Hayare. အဲ့လိုတင်ထားလာရဲ့မြလူတွေကဘယ်လိုပြောမလဲဒီကလေးရာဒီဆယ်ကျော်တဲ့လူငယ်တွေကstress နဲ့ negative တွေပို့ပြီးတော့ဝင်လာတယ်အဲ့တော့ဒီပထမဆုံးဗီဒီယိုကကျွန်တော်တို့ဗာသင်ခန်းစာရလဲဆိုတော့negative thought မရှိရဘူးပြီးတော့တရားနဲ့တရားအဲ့လို open up ဖြစ်ရမယ်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ဒီတင်လိုက်ရတော့သူတို့ meditation အကြောင်းတွေရောသူတို့အရင်ထက်သူတို့ပို့ပြီးတော့လမ်းဆန်းကြအောင်ကျွန်တော်လည်းလမ်းဆန်းမှုပြောရှင်စိတ်ပြောရှင်တော့လည်းတရားဗျာဒီဒုတိယဗီဒီယိုလည်းတူတူပဲထိုနည်း၎င်းပဲဒီကျွန်တော်တို့ရဲ့စိတ်ကို train ပေးရစိတ် train ပေးတဲ့နေရာမှာသူတို့က negative thought မရှိအောင် negative thought ဝင်လိုက်ရတယ်သူတို့ကတနေတာရဲ့လှုပ်ဆောင်ချက်တွေကသူတို့အကောင်းဆုံးမလုပ်တော့ဘဲနဲ့ဒီတိုင်းပဲဒီ negative thought နဲ့ပဲသူတို့စိတ်တွေမှာတွေးနေမိတနေကုန်အဲ့ဒီအစားသူတို့က positive thought နဲ့ meditation သူတို့ရဲ့ဒီတရားထိုင်ခြင်းတို့အဲ့လိုလုပ်ပြလိုက်ခြင်းအဖြစ်သူတို့ရဲ့တနေတာလှုပ်ဆောင်ချက်ပဲသူတို့ရဲ့သူတို့ရဲ့အနာဂတ်အတွက်အဲ့လိုတွေးစရာမလိုတော့မယ်သူတို့ရဲ့ဒီတနေတာဒီ present အတွက်ပဲသူတို့လှုပ်ဆောင်နိုင်မယ်လို့ကျွန်တော်အဲ့လိုတွေးခဲ့ပြီးတော့ meditation ကသူတို့ရဲ့ဘဝသူတို့ရဲ့စိတ်ကိုဖြောပေးရစိတ်ကို peaceful ဖြစ်အောင်လုပ်ပေးတယ်ပြီးတော့သူတို့ရဲ့ life အတွက်လည်းအဆင်ပြေချုံးမရအောင်လုပ်ပေးရဗျာအဲ့ဒီဗီဒီယိုနော်
So we basically summarized the two clips that we have seen. So the first clip, it's basically showing the before and after results of teenagers after practicing mindfulness. So it started off with an interview of a bunch of teenagers. Like the interviewer was asking the teenagers about their daily problems, like the difficulties that they will face in their daily life, whether at school or in their like social life. So before practicing mindfulness, like the teenagers talked about their like how overwhelmed they are by the studies, by their school and their daily social life. And they also mostly talked about like negative thoughts. They talked about depression. They talked about like their insecurities. They talked about how stressful they were. And they were also like one of the candidates even said she was at the verge of like suicide. So it basically showed that the teenagers were extremely overwhelmed due to many reasons. But after practicing meditation, like practicing mindfulness, they had more positive thoughts. Like there was a dramatic increase their positivity. Like they talked about many positive thoughts. They said that they learned how to like manage their stress. They also learned how to have better self-control and how to have self-esteem. They have learned to neglect their insecurities and think from the bright side, think from the positive sides, and also that they also mentioned that they become better listeners after practicing mindfulness. So basically like showing how mindfulness can affect you. So the first clip is basically about that. So moving on to the second clip, it shows the science behind meditation. So like the video mentions that meditation, like practicing mindfulness is a really ancient thing. Like it's about 55,000 years old, although it has only been 60 years old. Like it has only been 60 years since it was discovered that practicing mindfulness is extremely beneficial for us. So our brain, there are neurons that like connects if every time we think about something. So like, and our brain is more biased to like negativity and negative thoughts, mostly like, and also that it also mentions that our brain processes about 50,000 thoughts every day, and like a majority of the thoughts are mostly like negative thoughts rather than positive ones. So if we have negative thoughts, we get stressed. And if we get stressed, a stress hormone called cortisol is produced. So this can affect our behavior. Like this can affect our behavior and finally our personality. So it also shows like it also like compare our mind to a huge piece of iceberg. There's a little exposed part that's our conscious mind, and the one that is hidden underwater is the subconscious mind, where like which is the majority of the size of the iceberg, meaning that we may be conscious, but there is like our subconscious mind working that we don't know. So that is where most of our feelings are processed. Like in the subconscious mind, we process our feelings. If we feel sad, if we feel insecure, whether we feel happy or not, that's processed in the subconscious mind. So yeah, and also like in the last clip of in the last part of the clip, the lady said like just 20 minutes of practicing mindfulness a day can help us like dramatically help us to become more stable. So that's pretty much about our presentation. Thank you.
In the first video, the video highlighted the fact that if there is no mindfulness in you, then you will have more negative thoughts. Like negativity is extremely powerful, and sometimes it can outshadow the positivity. Like for example, when someone compliments you, but at the same time, they like insult you or talks you down, it will be more. Your mind will prioritize the negativity, which leads to an unhealthy habit of being insecure or something like that. So like before in the first video, before they meditated, they were quite indecisive, they were quite lost in the way of life, and after they had tried meditation for the first time, even though it was just a few minutes, it enhanced their minds and the way they perceive life as a whole, and they become way more calm and collected about their life. And I think it was a nice refueling to continue the journey of life. And in the second video, they focused on the fact that meditating can not only just improve your mind, but it can block out distractions. And the second video also said that not to just fight the distractions, but instead acknowledge them and learn from them. And the second video also stated that negativity can be repetitive when like every day about 80%, 95% of the thoughts that you have in your mind is repeated from the past, like from yesterday or something. And yeah, about 80% of them is negative thoughts. So they're really repetitive, and and also stated that when you're calm, and you can find that it's really not that your life isn't really that hard, and you can find your true inner self. And Also, that it said that when you don't practice something, you can eventually fade away from your mind and from, like, for example, if you do not have a habit of doing something, it can become quite frustrating and quite challenging for you to start doing it again. Yeah, that's about it.
Okay, so I'll just talk about this in Myanmar. So for the first ever video, so ပထမဆုံး video မှာကြာတော့တမီးတို့discuss လုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့ထဲမှာကြာတော့ဒီ mindfulness ကျောင်းမှာ mindfulness သင်ပေးတဲ့အကြောင်း discuss လုပ်ခဲ့ပါတယ်။အဲ့တော့ကျောင်းမှာအဲ့ကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူတွေကကြာတယောက်နဲ့တယောက်မတူတဲ့ပြဿနာတွေလည်းရှိနေနိုင်တယ်။အဲ့ဒါတွေကိုကိုယ်တတိမထားမိနိုင်တာလည်းဖြစ်နိုင်တာပေါ့။အဲ့တော့ကြာတော့ကိုယ်တော့မသိဘဲနဲ့ဒီ stress တွေကိုကြုံနေနိုင်တယ်။ဒါမှမဟုတ်ရင်လည်းကို aware လုပ်မိတဲ့ဟာတွေလည်းရှိရယ်။ဒါပေမဲ့ video ထဲမှာလိုပဲသူတို့ကဘလို့ဒါကို cope လုပ်ရမလဲဖြေရှင်းရမလဲဆိုတော့မသိခဲ့ဘူး။အဲ့ဒီအတွက်ကြောင့်မလို့ကျောင်းကနေဒီလိုမျိုး mindfulness အစီအစဉ်ပေးတဲ့အခါမှာသူတို့ပို့ပြီးတော့အဆင်ပြေလာရယ်ပို့ပြီးတော့လည်း focus လုပ်နိုင်တာတွေကိုတွေ့ရပါတယ်။အဲ့တော့အဲ့လိုပဲအခုတမျိုးဒီကျောင်းမှာလည်းဒီလိုမျိုးလုပ်ပြီးရတဲ့အတွက်လည်းတကယ်အခုမှကျေးဇူးတင်ပါတယ်လို့ပြောချင်ပါတယ်။ပြီးတော့ကြတော့ဒုတိယဗီဒီယိုမှာကြတော့ meditate တရားထိုင်တဲ့နည်းနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒါကတကယ် stress ကိုဖြေရှင်းတဲ့နေရာမှာကောင်းတယ်ဆိုတဲ့အကြောင်းကိုပြောခဲ့ပါတယ်။နာမည်ကြီးပညာရှင်တွေဖြစ်တဲ့ Steve Jobs တို့ကလည်းအဲ့ဒါကိုအသုံးပြုရဲဆိုတာလည်းသိခဲ့ရပါတယ်။ပြီးတော့ကြတော့ဒီအုံနောက်ကခုနတငယ်ချင်းတွေပြောခဲ့လို့ပဲ unconscious mind ကနေပြီးတော့အမြဲတမ်းတွေးတောနေမိရရှိရယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးကိုကိုယ်တတိမထားမိရဲ့ခါမှာပဲတရားရောက်ပြောခဲ့တဲ့စကားကြောင့်ဝမ်းနေသွားတာအဲ့လိုဒေါသထွက်သွားတာဖြစ်သွားနိုင်တယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးကိုလည်းတစ်ခါလေး unconscious ဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်ကြောင့်ကိုကသတိမထားမိလိုက်ဘူးအဲ့မှာပဲကိုက stress တွေပြီးနေနိုင်တယ်အဲ့ဒီအကြောင်းလေးကိုလည်းမျိုးဆွေးနွေးခဲ့ပါတယ်အဲ့ရောကြတော့ဘယ်လိုမျိုးအဲ့ဒါကိုဖြေရှင်းရမလဲဆိုရင်ဒီနေ့ကိုအနည်းဆုံးမိနစ်20လောက်ဒါမှမဟုတ်10မိနစ်လောက်တရားထိုင်ပြီးတော့လုပ်တာကလည်းအလွယ်ကူဆုံးနဲ့ဖြေရှင်းနိုင်တဲ့နည်းလမ်းလို့လည်းတမျိုးဆွေးနွေးခဲ့ပါရှင်
first bit မှာကျတော့တမီးတို့ဒီကျောင်းတွင်းထဲမှာကျောင်းသားတွေကဘယ်လိုမျိုးသူတို့ stress တို့ depression တို့ကိုယ်စီရှိကြတာကိုတွေ့ရတယ်။ပြီးရင်သူတို့ဒီကျောင်းမှာဒီလိုမျိုးစာအနေနဲ့ရော social အနေနဲ့ရောသူတို့ဘယ်လိုမျိုးခံစားရတယ်ဆိုတာကိုလည်းသိရတော့ဒီကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူတွေအနေနဲ့ဒီ stress တွေလည်းပြီးတာရောဒီမိသားစုကနေ pressure ပြီးတာမျိုးလည်းရှိနိုင်တာမို့လို့သူတို့တွေလည်းဒီတချို့တွေဆိုရင်လမ်းပြောက်ဘောကလမ်းကြောင်းလမ်းပြောက်သွားတဲ့အထိပေါ့နော်ဖြစ်သွားတယ်အဲကြောင့်မလို့သူတို့ကြားကနေပြီးတော့ mindfulness အစီအစဉ်အတန်းလေးကိုစီစဉ်ပေးပြီးတော့လုပ်ကြည့်ပေးတဲ့အခါမှာကျောင်းသားတွေကအဆင်ပြေသွားတယ်ပြီးရင်လမ်းပြောက်နေတဲ့လူတွေကျလမ်းကြောင်းပြန်ရှာတွေ့သွားတယ်ပေါ့နော်သူတို့ရဲ့ဘဝကိုဘယ်လိုမျိုးပြန်ရတည်နိုင်မလဲဘယ်လိုမျိုးပြန်စလို့ရလဲဆိုတာကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့တည်သွားတယ်ပေါ့နော်အဲ့ဒီအချိန်မှာကျောင်းသားတွေလည်းစိတ်ပျော်ရွှင်သွားပြီးတော့pressure ပြီးသွားလဲဘာမှမဖြစ်တော့ဘူးပေါ့နော်သူတို့အတွက်ဒီ stress ကဘာမှမဟုတ်တော့ဘူးသူတို့အတွက်တေးပေါ်တန်လေးဖြစ်သွားပေါ့ပြီး second video မှာကျတော့ meditation အကြောင်းကိုဘယ်လိုသိပ္ပံအနည်းရှင်းပြထားတာပေါ့နော်ဒီအုံနောက်ထဲမှာဒီစိတ်အတွေးတစ်ခုကိုတွေးလိုက်တာနဲ့အဲ့ဒီအတွေးတစ်ခုများသည့်တွေးတာများသည့်ဖြစ်စေနဲ့ဒီဖြစ်စေဒီ connection အုံနောက်ထဲမှာရှိတဲ့ connection link လေးကပိုပြီးကြီးထွားပြီးအားကောင်းလာတယ်ပေါ့နော်ပြီးရင်ဒီဆိုးတဲ့အတွေးတွေးလိုက်တယ်ဆိုရင်ဆိုးတဲ့အတွေးဖြစ်တဲ့ဒီ connection link လေးကပိုပြီးအားကောင်းလာတာမျိုးတို့အဲ့ဒီဆိုးတဲ့အတွေးကိုပဲတွေးပြီးမကောင်းတဲ့အတွေးမတွေးမိတော့အဲ့ဒီကောင်းတဲ့အရာလေးတွေကနည်းနည်းကိုယ်အုံနောက်ခြင်းနဲ့ပျောက်သွားတာမျိုးတွေရှိရဲတဲ့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်မလို့ဒီယူတာမှာတနေ့ကျရင် 50,000 စိတ်အတွေး 9000လောက်တွေးကြတယ်လို့ပြောတယ်ပြီးရင်အဲ့ဒီ9000မှာဟိုအများစုကမကောင်းတဲ့ဟာတွေပေါ့နော်ပြီးရင်နည်းနည်းပပလေးကတော့အတိတ်မှာတွေးခဲ့တဲ့ဥစ္စာလေးတွေတို့ပြန်တွေးကြတယ်ဟိုအရင်နေ့ကဖြစ်ခဲ့တဲ့ဟိုဆိုးရတဲ့ဖြစ်ပျက်တွေကိုမှားပြီးလုပ်ခဲ့တဲ့အဖြစ်ပျက်တွေပိုပြီးတွေးကြတယ်ဆိုတာကိုတွေ့မြင်ရတယ်ပြီးရင်အဲ့ဒီဥစ္စာကိုပြန်ပြီးတော့ဟိုရှင်းထုတ်ပြဖို့အတွက် meditation ကိုလုပ်ကြရဆိုတာပြောတယ် meditation လုပ်တဲ့အချိန်အဖြစ်သူတို့ရဲ့ concentration လဲအားကောင်းလာပြီးတော့ဟို attention လဲရလာတယ်ဒီကျောင်းသားကျောင်းသူတွေအတွက်ဆိုရင်စာသင်ခန်းထဲမှာ concentration လုပ်ဖို့ပိုပြီးအားကောင်းလာတယ်ပြီးရင် attention ဆရာမတွေစကားပြောတဲ့စာရှင်းပြတဲ့ဥစ္စာပိုပြီးနားထောင်လာနိုင်တယ်လို့ပြောဟိုတွေ့ခဲ့ရတယ်
So from what we've discussed from my group, so the first clip was about an interview with some teenagers. They talk about what they've been going through and all the problems. They confess about this, stress, exams, social anxieties, and all about as far as going and suiciding themselves. So the first clip was more like what they experience, and it's also a way for the audience, the viewers, to know about what they've been going through. And from their mindfulness class, what they've learned is that they'll learn how to take care of themselves, how to be more kind to themselves, and the solutions are they'll have to think more about their loved ones, their happy moments, and all about that to change the negative thoughts and all of that. And for the second clip, it's more like the science behind how our brain works and the benefits about meditating. So for that one, the narrator, it talked about what we've thought. We've got like around over 50,000 thoughts a day, and over 90% of them are pretty much an overlap from the day before yesterday or all of that, and 18% are negative thoughts. And for that one, let's just say that like our brain is more attracted to focus on negative thoughts. It also gives many examples. For those ones, probably on what we do frequently, we brush our teeth, but if we stop doing that, it became a difficult situation for us to cope with it. If we stop brushing our teeth for a few more days or things like that, even though brushing our teeth and washing dishes are about the same length of time. And what we also know is that meditating is very beneficial for everyone. And let's just say without meditation or any of what we can control, it can be very harmful, and we won't be able to know whether if our consciousness is controlling us or if we're controlling it. Yes, thank you.
So all done? Okay, thank you. Before we do this, just sit where you are, just be where you are. Now, I want you to think about something nice in your life, especially the effort that you have put into your study. If you are grade 10, how many years you have been in school? 10 years plus KG, 12 years. Some parents, okay, send their kids even earlier than that. Okay. All your life, since you learn how to play, okay, you have been sent to school and you have been working very hard. Many things to be proud of. but you don't usually revisit them. It's the choice that we make. Many people, they choose, as you can see, 80% they choose negativity. And we see them do that, and we think that's something normal, something that we have to follow, and we follow them. I have gone through the same thing. That's why I'm very passionate to share this with you. So what we are going to do now is very short, just 4 minutes. Earlier 3 minutes, now 4 minutes. I want you to think about 4 things that you have put in a lot of effort, maybe your maths, maybe your English, your science, your bio, whatever. Visualize how you're working. Maybe in your class, maybe at home doing your homework. Negative အကြောင်းတွေးမလား positive အကြောင်းတွေးမလား is your choice. But today, I'm inviting you to choose positive one. Because you have plenty of them. ဒါတို့သမီးတို့ဘဝမှာကောင်းတာတွေအများကြီးရှိတယ်။အဲ့ဒီဟာကို connection လေးပြန်ယူပါ။အဲ့ဒါလေး simple thing. အခု connection ကဘာများနေတော့ဆိုတော့ anxiety နဲ့များနေတယ်။ You have very good connection, very good Wi-Fi connection with negativity. No Wi-Fi connection with positivity or less. At a little kind. I'm not asking you to do anything, anything special. I'm just asking you to rediscover yourself. You have those things. Okay, come on, come closer to me. Come closer to me. Like this. I'm going to be thinking about myself. You think about yourself. The hard work that you put in. Okay. I went to Oxford University, a lot of hard work. My mom didn't know how to read. And how come I went there, you know? A lot of hard work. Okay, come on, we start. I'm going to set the time up 4 minutes. After this, we look at a short video and we okay. Your body straight, sit straight, upright, sit straight, don't move, okay. Start thinking how maybe you started learning maths or maybe English, science, or any subject. And how much you have advanced in your study. You are now in 10th grade. 4 ခုလောက်တွေးပြီ4ခုလောက်တွေးဆရာမတွေလည်းတွေးပြီးပါကောင်းတာတွေးပြီးပါကောင်းတာတွေးပြီးကိုကြိုးစားမှုကိုဂုဏ်ယူပေးပါဆရာမကြီး keep your head upright. ขณะကိုတက်တက်လေးထား Okay. We are going to number lima. How does meditation change the brain? Okay. Look at this.
Researchers have known for decades that meditation can improve someone's physical and mental health. It can relieve stress, lower blood pressure, and lift someone's mood. But only in the last 10 years have neuroscientists taken a serious look at the changes in brain structure underlying some of meditation's benefits. Like everything else we do, meditation rewires our neural circuits, pruning away the least used connections and strengthening the ones we exercise most. Studies looking for signs of these changes usually focus on mindfulness meditation, which challenges people to keep their attention fixed on their thoughts and sensations in the present moment. Scientists acknowledge that many of these studies are small and not ideally designed, but at this point, researchers have gathered enough evidence to be confident that their findings are not just flukes. Experiments suggest that Buddhist monks have really robust connections between scattered regions of their brains, which allows for more synchronized communication. Expert meditators also seem to develop an especially wrinkly cortex, the brain's outer layer. We depend on the cortex for many of our most sophisticated mental abilities, like abstract thought and introspection. Several studies have confirmed that meditation can increase the volume and density of the hippocampus, a seahorse-shaped area of the brain in the middle of the skull that is absolutely crucial for memory. And although areas of the brain responsible for sustaining attention usually shrink as we age, meditation counteracts this decay. An increasing number of studies show that meditating for as little as 12 to 20 minutes a day for several weeks can sharpen the mind. In these studies, meditators have scored higher on tests of attention and working memory, which is the ability to temporarily store and manipulate information in one's mind. Some lifelong meditators in their 50s and 60s can even outperform 20-somethings on tests of visual attention. So if you're interested in trying meditation, you should probably start as soon as possible. For Scientific American's Instant Egghead, I'm Ferris Jaber.
Okay, people in their 60s can compete with people in their 20s in terms of memory if they do mindfulness. The two areas of the brain, the cortex, prefrontal cortex here, if you read your biology, it will be there. And then hippocampus area. So mindfulness meditation improves those areas. With that, your brain will not be producing cortisol hormone as much. And exam will still be there, but instead of stress, maybe that would be an occasion to enjoy, to learn. Family, okay, maybe you will be less affected, maybe you will be able to change them for the better. We have to believe in that. That's called positive thinking. We are going to take a break and have to have lunch before 12. But there's one video clip that number 5 the animation is about the choice that number 9.
There is a story, usually attributed to the Native American tradition, which illuminates different ways of paying attention. An elder, talking to a child, says, "I have 2 wolves fighting in my heart. One wolf is fearful, vengeful, envious, resentful, and deceitful. The other wolf is compassionate, loving, generous, truthful, and peaceful. The child asks, which wolf will win the fight? The elder responds, the one I feed. That doesn't mean we try to deny or hurt or kill the angry wolf. If we did that, we'd end up in a long battle, all the while somehow making that wolf more powerful through our hostility and fear. Hating that wolf sucks the strength right out of us. Instead, we calmly pay attention to the angry wolf and let go of believing they have the answers. If we can do that, they end up lying down next to us, no longer an enemy. We help strengthen the kind and loving wolf, giving it nourishment and support so that we can follow it. That peaceful wolf can become our steady companion and show us the way through all kinds of different life experiences. Restful or chaotic, enjoyable or disappointing experiences may come and go, but we can have a guide with us through it all. This is what mindfulness can help you do. Mindfulness allows us to see our thoughts and feelings as they are beginning. It's very powerful to know what we're feeling as we're feeling it, know what we're thinking as we're thinking it. With mindfulness, we can choose what will strengthen and bring into action, and we can choose what we will gently let go of. We don't have to be at the mercy of old habits or old ways of thinking or old ways of being. We are empowered. It just takes practice.
The narrator is a meditation teacher. She's much older than me. In the 1970s, she came to Mahasi Meditation Center in Bahan Township, and she studied there for about 3 years. She has been teaching meditation. The narrator, Sharon Salzberg. She knows about Vipassana meditation, the Tibetan Metta. She knows everything about that. I even use her books. In everybody's heart, two wolves. They have different characters. One is very deceitful, very fierce, very jealous. The other is very kind, very helpful. So there's a question asked, which one is more powerful? Which one is stronger? Which one? And the one we feed. In the earlier video, the second one, 80% of our thoughts are negative. So we are feeding which wolf? Exactly. That's our choice. Maybe unconscious choice. Because we didn't know. But from today you know it. Okay. And which one you feed now is your choice, is your conscious choice. To be able to make a conscious choice, we come back to our breathing. Each breathing in, we supply oxygen to our lungs, to our brain, to our heart, to the veins, to the arteries. Okay, look at your biology lessons. Just one breath is doing a lot of work. But because we get that free, we think we have to spend money for breathing in, and we don't appreciate that. So today, when we have to focus on our breathing, here in Myanmar, it's okay with us. In other countries, they think this is very strange, to focus on your breathing, on our own breathing. Because people don't usually care about themselves. They care about what other people think of them. You see? They don't really love themselves. they love other people's opinion. So I care about what you think about me. You see? That's what happened. So mindfulness is teaching us that we should take care of ourselves, that we should be kind to ourselves. If we are kind to ourselves, which wolf we feed? The blue one. Okay. Now, I'm going to leave you here for about 10 minutes, okay? I'm going off for lunch. I'm going to leave you for 10 minutes to discuss and take note of the last 2 video clips, okay? Okay, go back to your group work. Thank you. I see you later.